Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks, Mike Lewis. Welcome to the show, Your Saltwater Guide, Captain Dave Hansen. We got a good one for you today. I want to thank you all first and foremost for watching our live fishing show last night and today. Last night, Justin was fishing squid at Catalina. Those of you that tuned in, we went live at 10 o'clock last night. It was pretty fun. Lots of squid being caught. They lost a couple big mystery fish, and they ended up catching a 100-pound black sea bass in the middle of the night. And then Justin came around the front side of the island this morning, and we got to watch him catch wide open calico bass on the front side of the island in beautiful, flat, calm weather. Looked like the wind was starting to blow before we left him. So we may check in with him after the show. We may not, but today we're going to do something we used to do back in a year or so ago. We're going to open this show up to questions today. If you have a burning desire to know something, you can send me a text message at 949-374-0786. I'll leave my phone number up on the screen. If you guys want to text me a question, I'll be more than happy to read it on air here. And we'll try to answer everybody's questions. We used to do this at least a year ago, if not longer, and it used to work pretty good. Everybody had lots of great questions, and it kind of drove the show along. And we're going to check it out today, see if there's any good questions. If anybody wants to know anything, feel free to text message me. I'll do my very best to answer your questions and see if I have some good answers. If I don't know the answer to your question, I'll make up a really good answer that sounds super intelligent. Nice cup, right? My buddy Mike Lewis made that for me. It's got everything you need on it. Gang, if you've never seen the show before, this is a live podcast we do Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and then we do a Saturday morning show about what's been biting all week, kind of a recap of the fishing during the week. And yeah, it seems like we have a big following. A lot of people love the show, love the format, love to watch it. It's been going now for 4.5 years. So thank you all very, very much. And like I said, I will try to answer any questions you have. If you want to text message me any questions, the phone number is right there on the screen. And feel free to send me any questions you might have. Good afternoon, Steve Duncan. Limit of sand bass, limit of calicos, has it changed yet, or does it change in June? They're saying it's going to change in June. You got to be, it's kind of a weird deal. You got to be super laser beam focused on it, because it's going to change, but it isn't going to change on paper. It's going to change on the internet, because there's no time to get the new regulations printed. It's a weird deal. Sand bass is going to 4. And then you could have 1 calico bass if you have 4 sand bass, or you can have, it's so bizarre. It's just so weird. So you could have 4 calico bass and 1 sand bass, or you could have 4 sand bass and 1 calico bass, is how it reads to me and how it sounds to me and what I believe it to be. That is what I think, but it's supposed to go into effect June 1st. So we'll see if it does come into effect, and as soon as it does, we'll talk about it on the show. But as of right now, everything's up in the air. No one knows. It's the craziest thing. So that's a great question, but I don't know. I don't really know the answer, but I'm sure we'll all find out together at the same time. Matt Ryan has a great question. Captain Dave, when you're pulling up to a spot and the current's going one way and the wind's blowing the other way, how do you fish that spot? What you're going to do is you're going to drop your anchor the first time and see which way the boat's going to lay. What do I mean by that? When you drop your anchor, the only thing out there that can control it is the higher power, what you call God, or whatever you want to call the higher power. or whatever you call it, it's going to decide which way the boat lays. So if the wind's blowing out of the east and the current's coming out of the west, the boat's going to have a tendency to set straight in on the spot because you got wind against the current. So now you're going to have to see which way the boat lays. Sometimes the wind will be stronger than the current, or the current will be stronger than the wind. So the only way you're going to know is after you drop the anchor. And then the way I teach it is, and the way I did it forever, is the minute that you feel that you've been on the spot long enough that the anchor's holding, you look at your compass and you'll go, okay, the bow of the boat is pointed 90 degrees. Okay? So that means the back of the boat's pointed straight in towards the beach, if you will, at Catalina. So when I'm going to reset the anchor and I know where the rock is, I'm going to make sure that the front of the boat is pointed at 90 degrees when I want the boat to go, when I drive the boat around the rock. As I drive over the rock to head towards where I'm going to drop the anchor, I'm going to make sure we're going 90 degrees. I'll get out in front of the rock like the rock's the microphone. Then I'll drop the anchor, backing down, keeping the boat pointed at 90 degrees. Once I get set on the anchor, now that spot will be behind the boat. It won't be off to the left or off to the right. It takes time. It takes practice. But that is how you approach it. I have a video on the website that explains how that works. But the way the boat lays is the way the boat's going to lay. You can't change the way the boat's going to lay. What do I mean by that? When it comes tight on the anchor, when the boat actually comes tight on the anchor, that is going to be done by Mother Nature or higher power. I see so many people go, I need it to lay the other way. Well, we all do, but that's not how it works. Now you're going to have to reset your anchor so that the spot is off the back of the boat. So when you're casting your bait and the current's flowing, you can actually get your bait to the spot. Yeah, the regulations are set up that way so that it's super confusing, so that it makes it easier for them to write the ticket. But here's the deal. When you sign your fishing license, the small print says you're agreeing to know the regs. So when you sign your fishing license, and your fishing license is not valid until it's signed. And I don't care if you bought it online or you bought it at a hardware store or wherever you got it, or the tackle store. When you buy your fishing license, you're supposed to sign it. Now, if you bought your fishing license online this morning, we know you didn't get to sign it. But they're going to want to see it on your phone. You're going to show it to them, but now you're going to get it in the mail, but you only bought it for 1 day. So that's all. I don't know. I don't know how that would work in a court of law, but as far as your yearly license that all of us get every year that live in California, you have to have it signed. When they pull up on your boat and get on the boat and ask to see the physical license, if you show them a picture of it on your phone, it better have a signature on it. You can't show them that you bought it online 3 weeks ago because they know it's already been delivered to your house. So they're going to want to see a signed license as the picture on your telephone. So that is something that you need to understand and you need to know. Yeah, the Go ID. You got to have the Go ID number has to be in the picture. That's for damn sure. And most of you, Justin's still doing it. He caught a bunch of squid last night, but he really wishes he would have got that net, the squid braille net. But they caught a bunch of squid with the monofilament mesh net. So they got a bunch of squid with the monofilament mesh bait net. They got a bunch, Brian. So they got enough to fish with, but they didn't catch any exotics today. They caught 100-pound black sea bass last night, but no exotics. Unfortunately, they didn't get any yellowtail or any sea bass yet, but that's what he said. And the Ganyons worked perfect. Paul caught 1,000,000 squid last night, catching them 2, 3, 4 at a time. It was fun to watch. So thank you for taking good care of Justin. It worked out well, and everybody that was watching the show last night knows exactly where to get those products. We showed them the QR code many, many times. So thank you, Brian, very much for taking care of him and taking care of all of our members and all of the people that ordered from the website. Brian's on here right now, gang from Promar. So thank you very much, Brian, for taking care of everybody. Now, you watched Justin today fishing at Catalina. You saw that current that was smoldering down the island. That is the exact current you want when you're fishing there. You want that current smoldering down the island like that. The more current, the better the fishing. It's just like those of you that fish catfish or fish in streams or rivers. You got to understand that area in the river or the stream where there's no movement, that looks like the best place to, well, it's the easiest place to fish, but you're not going to catch anything there. And Stan's fishing, you know that, fishing catfish. The River Catfish Tackle Company, you guys know that part of the river where it's stagnant water, there's no fish in that. Same thing of fishing at the islands or fishing on the coastline here in California. You've got to have movement. You've got to have current. In the river, you got to have current, and on an ocean, you have to have current. As far as the lakes go, it's more of a structure type of thing, a little bit of breeze, mix up that surface of the water, put a little texture on the surface of the water. That's going to help a bite in the lake. But as far as a river, stream, or the ocean, it's all about the parts of the water that's moving the fastest is where you're going to get the most fish, because fish are smart and they know if they get out there where the current's flowing, they know that's where the food's going to be. So when you're fishing in the ocean, like that spot Justin was fishing at this morning, every bait he was getting a bite. Then the current backed way off and the bite slowed way down. I don't care if he caught 1,000,000 fish there today. He goes there tomorrow and there's no current, he's going to catch no fish there. That's just the way it works, gang. It's got to have current, just like in the river or the stream. You got to have current. It's super important. And hey, Lisa, how you doing? I want to let everybody know tomorrow our guest is Wyland, the artist. It's going to be an incredible show. I'm super excited to have Wyland on the show. World-renowned artist, travels all over the world painting some of the most beautiful seascapes in the world. He's done the hulls on our catamarans at Dana Orr Sport Fishing. He's just one unbelievable artist, and he's going to spend an hour with us, and my sister is going to be our co-host. So it's going to be cool because she has a lot of the inside stories of Wyland. So they're going to be talking on the show, and I'm going to be kicking back, learning just like all of you. So if you don't know who Wyland is, look him up, and you're going to be blown away by what a phenomenal artist he is and how he's engaged himself into this ocean thing and the whales and the dolphins and all the other animals that live under the sea. He's embraced this, and he makes some of the best seascapes ever, some of the largest hand-painted murals in the world. The one on the Long Beach Convention Center, the gray whales migrating down the California coast, that was painted by the artist Wyland. There's a big mural in Laguna Beach. There's a big mural in Redondo Beach. All these giant murals were painted by Wyland, and they're phenomenal. It is absolutely spectacular to see the guy and how he puts it all together and how it comes together. And to get in, to listen to him share his stories and how he puts these things together is going to be incredible tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. And like we said when we started the show today, if you guys have any questions, if there's anything out there that you're not understanding or you don't know about, today is the day that even if you're not a member of the website, you're going to get your questions answered to the best of my ability. I'm going to try to answer your questions. We used to do this a couple of years ago every Thursday. And we'd bring Kelly Girl on here, and she would answer questions, and I would answer questions. And people seemed to like that a lot. Then we got off into talking about stories of fishing and our lives. And then we started bringing in all these different celebrities. Now we have different guests almost every single day. So today we're just going back to the basics and trying to share all the things we've learned over all the years of getting the opportunity to fish for a living. I've been very blessed. I started fishing with my father back for a living in 1974. I know a lot of the haters over on social media love to tell everybody I don't know what I'm talking about. And that could very well be. I'm probably just faking it, and I really don't know what I'm talking about, but I've been able to fake it for a very, very long time at a very, very high level. So we're going to try to answer your questions, come up with the best answers that we possibly can have. Like I always say, if I don't know the answer, I'll make up something that sounds super intelligent, and it'll sound like I know what I'm talking about. So we'll see. If anybody's got any questions, my phone number is right there on the bottom of the screen, 949-374-0786, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. And yeah, Mike Lewis, it would be cool to see you and Wyland work on a project together. But I don't know. I don't think he does that. We'll find out talking to him tomorrow, but I think he's kind of a one-man show. I don't know if he ever does anything like that, but we will find out tomorrow. And what's up with the A-team? Not sure. You're the A-team, so we're going to try to pull off this tournament thing. I'm not sure what to do, of what has. Yeah, I want that. And I've got a couple of people working on getting the music ready and doing all those things. We're trying to get it together. I know it would help a lot. It would help a lot for everyone to kick in and come on the show, Matt Ryan. You're absolutely right. We need a theme song to start off with. And my good buddy, Marley's best friend in the whole world, Ron, he's a musician, and he's supposed to be writing a little song for the show, but I guess it takes a long time to figure that out. So hopefully it happens soon, and that would help out the show tremendously. Yeah, like you said, so everyone has an opportunity to log on and get ready for the show. Maybe a 20, 30-second intro would be spectacular. We shall see if we come up with something like that, but I'm working on it. I'm on your team, buddy. I feel the same way. There is a storm coming to Cabo, yes, on Saturday, but it looks like it's going to break apart. We may get a little bit of rain, but as far as the wind goes, Dave, it looks like it's breaking apart. It looks like it's going to break apart, but that's kind of early for a hurricane. I got the iPad right here. It's kind of weird to see one forming here in May, and I'm going to try to pull it up here on the iPad. Hold on a second. We're trying to get it up here. So there it is, spinning around right there. That's today. Friday, it starts to move a little bit closer to Cabo. And then that's Saturday, and it kind of disintegrates as it gets to the point there, if you can see it. And then Saturday afternoon, there's still a little spinning part, but the meat's gone. And then, lo and behold, it kind of just dissolved. It gets eaten up by the point on Sunday. And then if you look, unfortunately, there's a flippin' monster on the 10th. Look at that. Right on the day I'm leaving to go up to Alaska. And this one starts to really, I mean, it's crazy for seeing it in June. I don't know if you can see that. And then it kind of fades away. on Thursday right now. On the 12th is what it looks like. But that's kind of early in the season to have these spinners coming up the line already. And that's kind of one of the crappy things about living down here. You got to deal with that stuff. I know we don't have any hurricanes compared to you guys in Florida. I know that. What's the best way to hook a sand crab? The way Bill Varney tells you to do it. That's what I would say. And you are a member of Bill Varney's surf fishing bundles. So you know exactly how to do it. And if those of you that don't know how to hook a sand crab, go to Your Saltwater Guide, sign up to Bill's bundles, and you can find out how to hook the sand crabs the proper way and all the great things that have anything to do with surf fishing, like we had Bill on the show yesterday. How light am I packing? I'm bringing 1 pair of sweats. I'm bringing three pairs of shorts, a couple of long sleeve t-shirts, a couple of Your Saltwater Guide t-shirts. I think I got a rain jacket. They have foul weather gear up there that they said I can use. So I'm bringing a backpack with my cameras and my laptop in it. And then I'm bringing a carry-on, tiny little carry-on with just a handful of clothes. Not much. It's supposed to be in the 40s, high 40s to low 60s, day in and day out. So I'll be fine with no shoes. I'll be wearing no shoes as usual, but I have my sweats on, but I'll be stripping down to my shorts as quick as I possibly can. So yeah, we're packing light, Brian. Definitely packing light. That's just the way we roll. I know. You should be wearing pants and shoes and all that stuff, and you should. You absolutely should. But I'm 63. Don't worry about what I'm wearing. I'm going to be okay. Like I told Melanie, you're not going to have to worry about washing any socks for me. I'm not going to go buy a pair of socks for this trip. And it'll be okay. The boat's got a little cabin, so if it's too much, I'll go sit inside. But I don't know. I used to lobster fish all winter long in Southern California with no shoes on, so I think I'll be okay. If I'm not okay, I'm not okay. But I think I'll be okay. We'll give it our best shot and see what happens. But yeah, we're going up there. We're leaving here on the 9th, so we'll be there on the 10th. And like I told everybody yesterday, we'll be going live. We got Starlink. Ron went and bought the Starlink Mini the other day, so we'll have our Starlink on the boat fishing in Alaska every day. You guys will all be able to watch us fishing live in Alaska, which is going to be pretty epic. I don't think anybody's ever done it before. I don't see anybody doing it anyway. If they're doing it, I don't know where they're posting it, because we're kind of active on all the platforms, and I'm not seeing it. But heck, we might be the last one to the party, but we're still going to do it, because I think you guys are going to get a kick out of it, and I know I'm going to have fun fishing, and it'll be fun to show everybody what we're doing up there. Plus, it'll be good for Jason and Melanie, the owners of the Wild Alaskan Lodge. It'll be good for them to show off their beautiful lodge and show everybody what it's all about. So it's going to be a win-win for all of us. Those of you watching and those of us making it and the owners of the lodge, everybody's going to be. And I hear that the Promar package that you gave me, Brian, it's been delivered up there. I got some Promar packages. I got some Okuma packages. I got some ReelQuick rods and reels from Daniel. I got some products from Okuma, products from Promar, products from Hookup Baits, all waiting for me up there in Alaska. So I'm super excited to get up there and see what all the goodies you guys sent me up there. And John Milton, I'm going to go check out this lodge and see what it's all about. And then maybe we can all put together another Your Saltwater Guide group and go do what we did last year at a little bit better level, at a little bit higher level, at a little bit more fun. I mean, we had fun last year, John, but it would have been fun to get to fish with all of you guys. That would have been really fun. All right. So we got Bob here wants to know, I got a bait runner, 6,000 D reel. Would that be appropriate to free line anchovies for yellowtail? What pound line would you recommend in advance? Here's what I would do. I would fill it up with 40-pound braid, and I would fill the reel up with 40-pound braid. And then I would change my GT4 fluorocarbon top shot. I'd start with some 20-pound, maybe 12, 18 inches of it. And then if they start to get bit on bigger fish, I would switch that to 30-pound, but I would start with 20. And then I would just hook a number 4 or number 2 hook if I had anchovies for bait. And if I have sardines for bait, a number 2 aught or a number 4 aught. No weights or anything. Bob, I'm going to fly line with that rig. I'm going to cast my anchovy out there. When it hits the water, I'm going to flip the bail over. I'm going to turn the bait feeder function or the bait runner function on. And then when that fish eats my bait, you can hear it. That's the cool thing about the bait feeder, bait runner. When the fish takes your bait, it's like an alarm. It goes off and you count to 3. 1, 2, 3, put it in gear, set the hook, and wind in your fish. Yeah, Starlink has opened up the world. We live down here in a third world country, and I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for Starlink, you wouldn't be seeing the show every day. And all my buddies on all the big yachts all have the Starlink. All the big head boats or sport boats, they all have Starlink. A bunch of my buddies have Starlinks in their trucks and in their cars. And yeah, if you're paying for unless you have fiber optics, it's hard to beat Starlink, because Starlink's pretty dang good service. You get it pretty much everywhere, and it's a reasonable price. But if you're doing what we're doing with the live shows, that's why you don't see a lot of people doing these live shows for the hours at a time that we do. It's because it costs so much money. It's very, very expensive. When you start getting the bills, you just like, holy moly guacamole. That's why all of our live shows are sponsored. We couldn't do these live shows if it wasn't for Promar, if it wasn't for Okuma, if it wasn't for Manta Marine, if it wasn't for ReelQuick, if it wasn't for Code 4 Roofing, if it wasn't for offshore products, if it wasn't for Deckhand Sports, I couldn't do these live shows. I need the sponsors just to make sure that I can pay for the Starlink every month, gang. It's an amazing. You will find out if you try to do live shows, you'll just go, what the holy heck? No wonder no one's doing it. Other than fishing with you, Matt, what's my most memorable fishing trip? I'd have to say the thing that ranks up the highest was the first time I took Kelly Girl out fishing. And we went to the Red Buoy in front of Dana Point Harbor, and it was a bass every single time she threw her line in the water. And that sticks out to me. Like, number one thing is just the most incredible thing to show her that level of fishing, to where every time her bait hit the water, she caught a fish. Now, I know they weren't 200-pound bluefin like all you superstar fishermen catch all the time. But I'll tell you what, it was a fish every time she threw her line in the water. And that was a super memorable day. And that a few days fishing with my sons, we've had some pretty outrageous fishing. The first time they got to catch Dorado, I think, was in 97, 98, 99. It was an incredible year. Dana Point, 4 or 5 miles out in front of the harbor, and they each caught 5 or 6 Dorado with my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, on his skipjack. And we went and made folders for school out of all the Dorado pictures. We made these albums for them, and that was their peachy folders at school were made out of Dorado pictures, which was pretty spectacular. Those are family time, fishing with my family, fishing with my boys, fishing with my beautiful wife. Those are my finest moments. Taking people that paid me money out to catch a fish that all they really did was wind it in. Those days don't stand out to me. They don't mean anything to me at all. Days with my family, days with my kids, those are the days that stick out the most and mean the most to me. Maybe because of the fact that I have taken so many thousands of I was just telling everybody how good the internet works, and then the internet stopped working. Sorry about that, everybody. We're here. So silly. Maybe Elon was watching. Maybe he was watching the show and he's like, "Oh, really? You think it works that good?" And he shut it off for a minute. I don't know what happened. But back to what we were saying. I'm sorry, gang. My most memorable trips were taking Kelly girl fishing or taking my boys fishing. Those were my most memorable trips. You guys see me now? Anybody see me? Hello? Can you guys see me now? You guys are saying I'm off screen. I'm on screen now, right? Yeah, I'm back. Okay. Thank you, Darren. If somebody answered, thanks. Dave Burris. Such an honor to have Tiffany part of our deal. She is just heaven sent, and I'm glad the two of you are working together, and hopefully you guys can get on this project, gang. We got Dave Burris is here right now. We got something really spectacular. Listen to this. So you guys saw Tiffany on the show last week with Bill Varney. Tiffany's one of the top 10 rod wrappers in the world as far as artistry goes and rod wrapping skills. She's an absolute phenom, and she has those classes to teach you how to wrap. She's going to wrap a rod with our logo on it, and we're going to probably raffle the first one off, and then you guys can start purchasing them. Your Saltwater Guide custom wrapped rods with our logo on them and her logo kind of interwoven together. It's going to be spectacular. She's putting the art together right now, and Dave Burris is a huge part of this. Dave and I have been talking about doing this for years and years and years, and now we got Tiffany that can actually pull the work together. Well, Dave Burris could have done it, but he's not doing that great after he got crushed by that car, unfortunately. And I love you, Dave. And we always will love you, but I understand. So I thank you for putting this together with Tiffany and having the vision to do this. And I am 100% in, and I'm stoked that you guys are putting this together and everything. All hail to Dave Burris and Tiffany for putting this together. And we're going to show it all to you, gang. And I think it's going to be an incredible, incredible addition to our everything we're doing on our website. Your Saltwater Guide is going to have our custom rod wrap from Tiffany and Dave Burris. It's going to be insane. And you guys are going to be blown away by the artistry. What this young lady does with a fishing pole is just absolutely mind-boggling. It's art. You're going to put it on your wall. But I don't want you guys putting the ones with our logo on it. I want you guys fishing with those, okay? I want you fishing with those rods. But as far as a swivel head or a swivel anchor, Matt, I've never ever seen the reason for this swivel head anchor. It's kind of going to go, I think these were more designed for a sailboat type of thing where they're going to be anchored up for weeks or months at a time in a big bay where they're not really spending a lot of time driving from spot to spot, anchoring 10, 12, 15 times. Maybe some of you guys that are more aware of this swivel head will have a better idea. But as far as what we do, fishing wise, the swivel head's not going to ever be something that we need. Yeah, I think that would be incredible, Jeff. And as you guys follow along with Tiffany, you can go over to the website, go on to the community, and jump over there. Okay, cool, Dave. You and I talked about it before, but yeah. All hail to Tiffany. So listen, you guys can go over there to the rod building section, talk to Tiffany on our community, talk to her about what you want. She can pretty much, and Dave Burris can vouch for her, she can pretty much, whatever you can come up with, she can wrap it. And she makes all this stuff with just thread. And to see the logo on a fishing rod with the thread is going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be so cool to see that. Hey, Matt. All right. Don't know who that was. Some ding dong weirdo. But yeah, to see the artistry that she pulls together is just absolutely incredible. So you're going to like that. I know I'm going to love it. And we'll raffle off the first rod and get that going. And then everybody will have their custom made rod. And Daniel Rubin with his ReelQuick reel seed and the custom wrapping of these rods. It's just a big coming together of all the different sponsors and all the different cool things that we got going on. And she said she's talked to you, Daniel, and you need to get over there and show her one of your reel seats so she can touch it, feel it, and check it out. And she can start putting them together with the custom wrapped rods, and we'll all be super stoked. And Howard, good job. Good looking out. You're on the right channel. I promise you that. You're definitely on the right channel. You don't have to worry about that. You made it to the only place where you're going to get the truth every single day. Whether you like it or not, it's still the truth. That's what we talk about here. And we talk about fishing, and we talk about how we're on the precipice of losing fishing in California. And it's the only reason why we have any problems with our fishing or any of the problems we have in California. There's only one reason for all these problems. They don't require well, you're not even allowed to ask for ID in California when you vote. So, no voter ID, here's what you get. You can see what's going on. And both sides are lying right out of their face, because you know what? If they weren't, why wouldn't they be talking about voter ID in the state of California? It would clean up all the problems, and it would clean them up very, very quickly, gang. Very, very quickly. And we have a ton of problems with the fishing industry here on the West Coast in California. Those of you that aren't from around these here parts, they want to close fishing. They're on a mission to close fishing. So understand what we're up against here, gang, and we need everybody to get involved to help keep fishing open. And the only thing that makes sense to me is why all these people want to close fishing is I have no idea. And I ask people when they come on the podcast, why do you think they want to close fishing so bad? What do you think the reason is? And I've heard lack of science, lack of knowledge, listening to somebody else. Tommy Gomes said it's because they want all that waterfront property and they don't want any fishermen, any scummy fishermen doing it. And something you got to remember, the United States of America consumes more seafood than any other country in the world. I know it's hard to wrap your head around it, but it's the absolute honest to God truth. But we don't buy our own seafood. That's what they're trying to do here on the West Coast. If you pay attention to this podcast and you watch what we're talking about, my followers and I show up at all these fishing game meetings. They're Zoom meetings, and the Fishing Wildlife Commission, the Fishing Game Commission meetings are a Zoom meeting, and anybody can show up. And it's the really cool thing about this is the state of California, if this is their game, so we might as well play it, requires 0 voter ID. So therefore you, Fly Fishing Senior, and everybody else that's watching this around the United States and around the world, you guys can all come on these Zoom meetings. Think about that. You can come on the Zoom meeting. You can mail in a ballot. You can basically help us to keep fishing open in the state of California. And you don't even have to be in the United States of America. How wild is that? But they made the rules, and we're just going to play within the rules. I need all of you to understand, we got a fishing game meeting coming up in June. We're going to be all over it. We're going to put the QR codes up. We're going to be all over it. They want to expand the MPAs. The MPAs are the Marine Life Protection areas that are closed to fishing in the state of California. On one day, we lost 1/3 of our fishing rights in the state of California in the ocean. On one day, and people can't wrap their head around it, but it's absolutely if we work together with the commercial fishermen, and we should work hand in hand with the commercial fishermen, but we don't. We're a bunch of booger eaters, and we fight the commercial guys all the time, and we always say that they're the problem, which we both know they're not the problem, but we're silly. And recreational fishermen will fight themselves to the death. That's why it's so easy here in California to close fisheries, is because we will argue with each other on social media, and it makes it very, very easy for the environmentalists to close the fishing rights of the people if we can't even agree on what we want, that we want to fish. We can't even agree that we want to fish, and fly fishermen hate lure chuckers, and lure chuckers don't understand fly fishermen, and so those guys will fight amongst each other. It's just absolutely ludicrous. If we all got together and worked on this thing together in unison, we could stop this madness, but we'd rather fight with each other, which is pretty ridiculous and pretty sad. But I see it all the time. It blows my mind how just me posting, just one guy. If you went down my post, and some of the posts are meant to be funny, and there people are just losing their minds on my silly little post. I can't even imagine what they're doing to each other out in the real world. It's just crazy how much hate there is and how much negativity there is in this fishing world, which is so unnecessary. That's why our website does so well, and we have so many great members and so many great family members. Okay, Renee, have a great day. See you later, buddy. We don't allow any negativity on our website. At yoursaltwaterguide.com, there is zero negativity allowed at the website. You don't see any negativity. No one shares any negativity. Check out the website. I'm letting everybody have a free look for 7 days. It's absolutely free. All you got to do is call that number that I have up on the screen. You can check out our website for free and find out if it's even something you want to be involved in. Because I know there's a lot of people that love negativity, and they're going to get over here and they're going to be so disappointed that there's no negative on our website. But then there's a lot of people that love no negativity, and they're having a blast on the website. So check it out. What is the website? It has over 500 how-to videos, how to catch fish anywhere on the planet Earth. It also really zones in on Southern California, but really at the end of the day, a fish is a fish is a fish. If you overthink it, or if you're not willing to learn, you're going to always be stuck in the mud. Just because your grandma's, grandpa's, aunt's, uncle's, brother's, sister's mother did it that way, that doesn't mean that's the only way. You need to learn that you can learn from other fishermen. You can learn all kinds of cool stuff. And as soon as you stop learning, you're going to stop catching. You're going to be stuck there on the side of the bank going, well, this worked back in 1964 when my grandpa showed it to me. Yeah, but everything evolves and everything changes. So you better be ready to change and roll with the changes and get to what's real. So check it out. If you want to see something really cool, go look at my website. I'm giving you guys a free look at it. And tomorrow's show is going to be incredible with the artist Wyland. If anybody has any questions, you want to text them into me, or if I didn't get to your question during that little outage of Starlink that we had for a few minutes there, send your question back in. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. But as far as that swivel head of the anchor, no bueno. I don't think that's necessary. If you have one, great, keep it. If you don't have one, I don't think you need to go out and buy one or find one. I think a plow anchor, a Danforth, a Bruce anchor is the best, that type of plow. Those aluminum anchors, they're no bueno, gang. Aluminum's got air in it. So think about that. Aluminum's got a million little air bubbles in it. When you throw that over, it's going to have a tendency to slowly float down in the water and get to the bottom. You want something that's galvanized steel, iron, going to sink like a boulder straight down to the bottom. When you anchor, you want to be anchored up on the spot. A lot of people are like, well, I like to spend, okay, that's great. Then you really want to anchor that's going to, but when you're fishing, it's super important to make sure there's no movement. You're right on the spot, setting on their house. And if you don't want to anchor when you go fishing, that's a good day to stay home because you've already decided you want to fail. I don't feel like dropping the anchor. I'm just going to go mess around, throw a line out. Why even go? Because you're just setting yourself up to fail. So don't even go out there. Just wait till you feel strong enough to pull the anchor. Now, I'm not talking offshore bluefin fishing, which is those of you that have been waiting. The bluefin are in Southern California. They bid in a couple areas very, very close to land yesterday. So you might want to check the game plans out. Captain Al's got some good stuff over there. Justin will have some good stuff on his game plans. Game plans come out today. I got Bill Barney's. I got Pablo's. I got Al's. I just don't have Justin's yet. I haven't put mine together, but we're going to have some really good stuff to talk about on the game plans today. So check that out. If anybody, like I said, if anybody has a question, you want something, give me a call. Let me know. I'll be more than happy, or text me. The app is Your Saltwater Guide. YOUR, just like the show, just like everything, my shirt, all the members, everybody. It's called Your Saltwater Guide. There's an app. You go to the Google Play Store or you go to the Apple Store, download the app. Call me up. Tell me you got the app. I'll give you a free look at the app and how it works. Don't put your credit card in there unless you want to. If you just have a burning desire to give me some money, I'm cool with that too. But give me a call if you want to check out the website for free. And there's the phone number to call me. And anybody has any questions, I'll be on here for a couple more minutes answering any questions you might have. I'll do my best, like I said. Sorry we lost the internet for a few minutes there, but we got back real quick and everything's good. So nobody's got any questions. No one's got any burning desire to learn anything today. Good. Then I covered everything you need to know over the last 5 years that we've been doing this show. That makes me really happy. And those of you that didn't watch the show, you're getting all the information off the website, which is super cool. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for hitting the like button and the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. We need help building that YouTube channel. We'd love to get up to 100,000. One of the dumbest things I've ever done, Matt Ryan, that's a great question. One of the dumbest things I ever did was, I think it was 90 or 89 or 90, and I was running a boat called the Seahorse, and the yellowtail were biting at a place called Abalone Point in Laguna Beach, California. And every sport boat was there, all the half-day boats, the three-quarter-day boats. Every boat was catching somewhere between 50 and 100 yellowtail for like 4 days straight. And I had the wild hair. I went up there and I couldn't really find a good parking spot. So I remembered that we had caught some yellowtail at San Onofre one day. So I drove all the way from Abalone Point to San Onofre thinking, and that's when I learned, and my dad told me, never, ever leave fish to go look for fish. I went down to San Onofre. We caught nothing that day for my 60 people that all bought a ticket to come catch yellowtail because I thought I knew. And I left fish to find fish, and that stuck in my mind forever after that day. And that was probably one of the dumbest things I'd ever done as a captain. It was not a good move. But it taught me a lot, and it still sticks in my mind today. And I talk about it on our podcast, and I talk about it on our live shows all the time. You find an area where you're catching fish, don't leave fish to go look for fish. I did it. So when I tell you that's the silliest thing you could possibly do, believe me, it's because I know I did it. And then I did a mountain of dumb stuff as a captain. Could fill up the Anaheim Stadium with dumb things I did. So that's for another show for another time. But gang, thank you so much for being here for us every week. Thanks for watching our show. Thanks for being there. I hope you guys have a great day. And get ready for tomorrow's show with Wyland. It's going to be incredible. And Captain Al Clowers is going to go live Saturday in the Back Bay with his grandkids. Finally, he was sick. That's why he didn't go live last week. But he's going to, I just talked to him a few minutes ago. He's going to try to go live Saturday. And then he's going to be at the Coronados on Sunday trying to catch a yellowtail. So those 2 days he'll be live because he's got the Starlink Mini on his boat now. Starlink's changing the world, and we're going to keep on putting more and more live shows together for you, fishing shows. The really cool thing about our live fishing shows that I'm the most proud of, it's showing you guys what's going on out there on the water with no editing. So when it sucks, it sucks. One thing you guys don't understand with the new internet fishing is you don't get to see. None of these guys are posting pictures of the days they don't catch anything. So that's why these live shows are so important. So you get to see what it's like to be a charter boat captain. You get to see. Not every day is just full of fish. And then it makes you understand the reality of when you go out on your boat, don't catch fish, and you think you're doing everything right. Some days the fish don't bite. I was talking to a gentleman last night who wants to come down here and catch a rooster fish. And he thinks that he should be guaranteed a rooster fish if he comes down here because he's spending a lot of money. I'm like, this is probably the best time of the year. And I told him when. I said, that's probably the best time of the year, but there's no guarantee. It's fishing. And there's nobody on the boat that wants to catch fish more than the captain. I don't care where you are. The captain wants to catch fish way more than you do. And sometimes they just don't bite. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, he'll be showing it off while he's down there fishing for sure. And we'll talk about it on the show on Saturday. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? That's part of the Saturday show. So thank you, everybody. We'll definitely do it for you, Daniel. You know that. And everybody tune in tomorrow. Super special show with a super special human, Wyland, the artist. Go look it up so you see what we're talking about. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Turn off the news. They're all lying.